James Charles kicked the year off in drama when a TikTok user posted his James Charles experience and shared DMs he received from James, where he is flirting with this guy, admitting he knows this guy is straight, and pitching the benefits of being with him. He also shared a very interesting video of James pitching reasons why they should FaceTime with each other.
So if I'm being like, oh my God, David, you're annoying, over text, right? You don't know if I'm saying like, oh my God, David, you're being annoying. Or like, oh my God, David, you're being annoying. Or like, oh my God, David, you're being annoying. Because all three of those are completely different like emotions that you cannot see through text. You only get to actually experience those through a FaceTime call or through being in person. Even over the phone, you still miss out on things because you're missing somebody's facial expressions, right? So because you refuse to hang out with people or because you refuse to FaceTime, you're not allowing people to actually get to know you as like a human being. And that's a massive, massive problem whenever it comes to being in a relationship with somebody.
I think had it been anyone else, people would have felt bad that these messages were exposed, but because of his past, people weren't really wanting to feel bad for him, especially with him admitting that this guy was straight and he knew that in a video message.
So obviously being that you are straight, I would assume that you don't know a lot about like the gay community.
This has been a conversation for years now, and James has always said people lie to him about their interests, lied about their ages, switched up on him, and the issue that people have had with James is feeling like he's getting himself in these situations and then wants sympathy. And people seemingly have had it with him and feel like he hasn't learned from his past. People have told him many times, you just honestly can't be DMing people on your main account. You shouldn't be looking for people on Instagram, social media, all of this stuff, because they're going to see your follower count and they are going to probably use you. So let's be careful. And with the recent drama, people just feel like he is not being careful, even though he said he was never gonna do this all again. He was not gonna get himself in these types of situations.
I was allowing myself to be so easily accessible to literally anybody who wanted to give me attention and have a conversation for 5 minutes because I was so delusional in thinking that the conversation can't hurt. Maybe it'll actually lead to me finding, the one.
He's said that he does not like being taken advantage of for who he is, used for clout, and you would think that he would be more cautious because he wouldn't want things like that happening again and again and again and again. But here we are. The messages that James sent were all revealed in this guy's TikTok video that he posted, and it revealed this big long pitch that James had sent to him as his way of flirting, but basically saying how beneficial it is to date him, including things like live in my $10 million house, travel opportunities, all of this stuff, which just sounds like the opening of the door to being used if this is, what you're trying to sell yourself as. Now, once this started going viral, the reactions came in from the public, that is for sure, and Tana Mongeau took to Twitter when this came out and she had to shade James. She said, "New lock screen. Tana and James used to be friendly, but in the last couple of years, Tana hasn't wanted to associate with James and has been really clear that she doesn't support him in any way. And there's a lot of times where Tana will talk about someone and then you'll see her at a party with them, but not with James. Tana has not changed her stance on James at all."
And we were we were friends.
When you're 18.
I was trying to take
Didn't he get called out for like a million times and he's like he just continues to do it over
and
and
he's
over?
still just, it's like such an abuse of power, which I think is such a thing. Like, if you're like using your power dynamic to like your young fans and like manipulate people.
Weird.
And it's weird. We were just friends for so long and he like would hide so much like that from me and just do so much that in my opinion, don't want to get sued, that in my opinion wasn't ethical or right. And if I'm someone who's saying like, what you're doing is morally wrong,
It's
you gotta
wrong.
be doing some wrong.
It's got to be off the
Like,
deep
I'm
end
not
type shit.
like just out here like the moral police. Like,
Of course.
it's just,
Self-righteous Tana here.
And he even knows that she doesn't like him. He's mentioned it in a TikTok before, that he knows that Tana does not like him.
A name on your head and you have to guess who it is.
Tana Mongeau.
Okay, how did you know that?
Michael, if I took your phone right now and looked at your Google search history, it would be OnlyFans, SpongeBob memes, and who does James Charles have beef with? Get the fuck out of my house.
And it's super interesting because in the recent years, James has actually become super good friends with nearly every single one of Tana's friends, But still, Tana has avoided him and shades him continuously and doesn't seem to be ending this feud anytime soon. And so, of course, when all this was going down with James, a lot of people were just feeling like this is super embarrassing for James. So Tana was like, yep, this is my opportunity. I'm going to laugh at him. And she brought the shade. She could not hold back the excitement that she had for sharing this story with Jeff on a recent Jeff FM podcast. Tana brought the screenshots of the messages between James and this guy, and she was just so hyped to get into the topic.
Okay, look.
What's this?
I'll read it. Let's get right into the news. Sorry, this one brings me like joy, and that's so it's so for shit me joy.
Tana took this as an opportunity to really relish in the fact that someone she doesn't like was being called out, and she found the whole thing so funny because of how James was flirting in these messages.
James Charles is back at flirting, making straight men uncomfortable. The alleged screenshots reveal the benefits of being his boyfriend. In one text, James says it's a really lucrative role. James used Instagram's vanish mode to attempt to prevent a leak. This is just so funny. To me, okay, obviously, like, it's wrong, but I'm not sitting here, like, trying to actually come down on the logistics of it. It's more so, like, if you're gonna do this, like, be less embarrassing.
Tana did want to take the time and say that this guy obviously had to be showing interest in James back for him to be replying so much, but she just found this whole thing just so funny still. And I will say that there's so many people that also said, well, this guy obviously had to be talking to James in a flirty way in order for James to respond. And yeah, I mean, probably. But the fact that he said he's straight, like, that should be clue number one, as we need to get out of the situation, James.
Obviously, I will say this guy had to have been responding for it to, like, keep going down the thread. And, you know, that's a benefit of the doubt. I just wish the things he would say made me want to die less.
Like, I just don't understand how James sent this guy a video acknowledging that he knows he's straight and just thought to himself that, you know, okay, I can change him. Like, no, that's not the mentality. That's not okay. That's not right. Let's walk away, because this isn't the first time that something like this has happened, James, with you. And he said that he doesn't want to be an experiment. He doesn't want to be used. He doesn't want any of that. Like, James has literally made a video, sat down and addressed exactly what he's done wrong in the past and how he's going to prevent it going forward. But yet we're still back in the same place.
Once again, I recognize that this is my own fault. I wish more than anything I could go back in time and stop myself from making all those jokes about straight guys years ago and talking about dating and how I was single and how I wanted a boyfriend so badly. Like, I wish more than anything that I kept that private. Unfortunately, at this point, there's nothing that I can do about that other than just be better moving forward.
So he should definitely hear those words, I'm straight, and keep it moving. Keep it moving. They're playing games with you. And even Jeff was saying in this episode with Tana just how ridiculous it is that this keeps happening with James, where he is getting called out and exposed, talking to people online. It just happens over and over and over again.
Yeah, and it's the same shit he's always done. He's like not learning. What the f*** are you doing?
It's not a kid, it's a straight guy. Like, remember that a lot of his, like, cancellation was...
Is he underage?
No, like, a lot of his, like, well, I don't think so.
Oh, but he's just aggressively going after a guy that's, like, straight.
Like, and not a... Yeah.
Jeff even admits that he unfollowed James because he just doesn't support him in the things that he's been called out for over the years.
Can you read your DMs with James Charles right now?
Yeah, I unfollowed him after this past week because I realized I was following him and all this stuff and your beef with him, you know. We got each other's back, we ride together, and it's bad. You're doing the same you've been doing for the past 3 years.
And all Tana could do was just laugh at James for this whole thing. She was just enjoying every single little bit about this.
The guy exposed him, and all he messaged the guy back after was, go yourself, David.
Wait, what
like,
happened?
The guy's name is David, but, like, sorry, TW. The guy's name is David, and after the guy exposed him, all James said was, go yourself, David.
Wow. Damn.
Kind of crazy.
He is salty, huh?
I guess. I don't know.
So clearly Tana is not any closer to wanting to clear the air between her and James. Even though they have all these mutual friends, it just clearly isn't going to happen. And I certainly want to know what you guys think about what Tana had to say about this. The fact that she was literally on cloud 9 hearing that James was being called out for these embarrassing messages. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.